The order in which the statements of a program which are executed, we call that as the flow control. If age is greater than or equal to 18, you are eligible to vote. So this is the statement which can be nested inside each other to check more complex conditions. So for loop is used when a number of repetitions or the iterations known beforehand. Hello everyone, myself Jayashree Chandru, Department in Computer Science, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Welcome back to the session, Chapter 6, Flow of Control. So let us see what and all the contents we'll be discussing in this session. So introduction of the flow control, selection, indentation, repetition, break and continue statements, and at the last, the nested loops. So now let us learn one by one what is a flow control. Under the flow control, what are the statements are there, what are the functions, what exactly it is, let us learn. So introduction to the flow control. So what exactly the flow control? Why we need a flow control statements? What is the use of it? Let us see. The order in which the statements of a program which are executed, we call that as the flow control. Obviously, right, like the statements, whatever we write or whatever we code it should have some order. So that order is nothing but the flow of control. So the default flow of the control statements is a sequential, that is from top to bottom. In the previous chapters also we learnt about the sequential. So why do we need it exactly? To alter the normal sequential flow of the statements, we need a flow control. What exactly it will do? It enable the decision making, repetition and the conditional execution. For this, we need a flow control just to make a decision statements or just to repeat the statements again till we get the condition is true. For that, we need the flow control. So, the program of the flow control is through, these are the three steps, that is a sequential, selection and the iteration. Sequential, as we all know, that execute one after the other, that we call it as the sequential statements. Selection or the conditional statements is nothing but choose between the multiple options or the multiple conditions what we give. We call that as what? The selection or the conditional. Next, at the last, like iteration is also called as the repetition, repeating a block of the code until the condition is met, that is satisfied, either true or the false. So for that we need a repetition or a looping. I call that as what? The iteration. So now let us learn one by one what exactly the selection statements, iteration statements, under that which are the other statements we have. So the sequential flow, as we all know, that it is executed one after the other in a linear fashion as they appear in the code. Here I have taken the example how exactly the sequential flow will appear and it occur. Example, A is equal to 10. B is equal to 5 and sum is equal to A plus B, and we will get the output as what? The 15, and this is the output function or the statement, that is print of sum. So this is in a linear fashion which is one after the other or one below the other. We call this as what? The sequential flow. So next we have the selection statements or the conditional statements. So under this we have a if statement, if else, everything one by one. Let us discuss. So selection statement, what exactly it will do? It will choose the particular, that is choosing a particular set of instruction to execute on based on the certain set of conditions. What it will do, I'll repeat it. Selection statements allow choosing a particular set of instructions to execute based on a certain set of condition. We call this as what? The selection statements or the conditional statements. Under this, we have the if statement. What is this if statement? It checks the condition. As I told you, it checks the condition whether if it's true, the block of the code inside it is executed. If it is false, it will come out of the loop and it will give the output. So the block of this code means the syntax of the if condition is like this. If condition and the block of the code. What is a block of the code? Let us see in the example. Here, age is equal to 18. If condition, that is, if age is greater than or equal to 18, you are eligible to vote. So, if the condition is satisfied, if the condition is like greater than or equal to 18, then print you are eligible to vote. So, this is the if block and this is the code block. So, you can see in the example. Next, we have a if-else statement. So, what is the if-else statement? It provides the two kinds of paths, that is, one for when the statement or the condition is true and another when the statement or the condition is false. In the if condition, what we learned? When until the condition is true, it will give. That is what? The previous example. So here in the if else, we have a two kinds of paths, that is one for the condition if it is true and another for the condition if it is false. Let us see the syntax, and with the example here you can see the syntax. If condition, block of the code if it is true, if it is false, else. It will give the statement as it is false. So let us see the example of this. Example, marks is equal to 40. If marks is greater than or equal to 50, it is pass, or else it is fails. This is the if and the if else block. Next, we have a if else statement. What is this one? So, if statement is used when there are multiple conditions to check. We checked with true and the false. If we have a multiple condition like true and false with a combination of blocks, how can we execute that? That is nothing but your if and else statement. One by one, let us check. If condition 1, the block of the code of the condition. For condition 2, elif will come. Next, at the last, the else condition will come. So, the condition 2 and block of the code when the conditions are not met, that is the last block. So, here we will see marks is equal to 75. If marks is greater than or equal to, print A grade. Elif, if the marks is greater than or equal to 70, then it is a B grade. Else, whatever the marks we get lesser than 70, then it will become a C grade. Here you can see the multiple statements or the condition, that is if, elif and else. At the last, when the condition is not satisfied or the combination of the multiple conditions. So, this is the example for the if-elif statement. Next, we have a nested if statement also. That is one statement inside the another to check the complex conditions. Multiple conditions we learnt in a previous slide. So, this is the statement which can be nested inside each other to check more complex condition. What kind of more complex condition? Let us see in the example. Age is equal to 18, citizen true. If the age is greater than or equal to, if citizen belongs to, then eligible to vote, else not a citizen, then not eligible to vote. Here you can see the if conditions, which is one inside the another. The loop is one inside the another to check more complex condition. So next we have the iteration or the repetition. We call that as a looping statement. So what is a repetition in a programming? We will see. It is the ability of the programming language to repeat the execution statements based on the certain set of conditions. I repeat, repetition of in the programming, it is an ability of programming language to repeat a certain set of statements based on the certain condition, that is repeating the execution of the statements based on the certain set of condition. So what is a certain set of condition? Let us understand. The repetition can be done 0 or more number of times depending on the requirements of the program. In the previous slide, in the sequential statements, we learnt many conditions when it comes, how the statements can be coded, and with the complex multiple blocks, how can we use a different kind of the statements. Same way here also, repetition can be done 0 or more number of times depending on the requirement of a program. So based on the program requirement or based on the certain set of condition statements, we can use this repetition or the looping. So loops allow executing a block of code multiple times, either a fixed number of times or until a condition is satisfied or condition is met. I repeat, why the loops are used. Loops allow executing a block of multiple times, either a fixed number of times or until a condition is met. So this is about the looping statements or the iteration or the repetition statements. Under this, we have a for loop. What is a for loop here? So for loop is used when a number of repetitions or the iterations known beforehand. Before we will be knowing. So the iterations is known beforehand. We use the for loop. It is commonly used with the sequences like. Where it is used? In the lists or in the ranges. What is list and ranges? In the further slides we will check. So the syntax for the for loop is like this. For item in a sequence, block of the code. So the example here you can see, for I in the range of 1, 6, print I. So what it happens? The looping statements it will display. Okay, so that is about the for loop. Next, coming to the while loop. What is a while loop? So in the repetition and the iteration statements, we'll be learning two types of loops, that is for loop and the while loop. So for loop, already we discussed what is for loop. So while loop allow the executing a block of code multiple times, either a fixed number of times or until the condition is met. In the for loop, the condition beforehand will be knowing and we will use the for loop. Loops allow executing a multiple blocks for multiple times, neither a fixed number of times or until a condition is met. This is about the while condition or while loop. So the while condition and the block of the code is a syntax. I is equal to 1 while I is less than or equal to 5, print I. So I plus is equal to 1. So that is a statement what exactly we give. So this is the example of the while statement. Next we have the range function. So range is a built-in function in the Python. Where exactly we will use this range? In all kinds of statements like for loop and other statements also. The range is a built-in function in Python. So it is used to create a list containing a sequence of integers, again from a given to start value to the stop value. So it is a sequence of list or containing integers. For that we will use. This is often used for the loop generating the sequence of the numbers. If I want the sequence or if I want the numbers in a linear fashion, I'll use this range function. So example and the syntax is like this. range, start, stop and the step. Example you can see here, for num in range 0 to 5, print num. So the output is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From 0 if I count, the range is the 5. So this is about the range function. Next we have break statement and the continue statement. Where we will use this break statement and continue statement, let us understand. So break statement alters. What it does, it changes the statements or it alters the statement, the normal flow of the execution, where it gives a break or terminate the current loop and resume the execution. Means it will go back to the execution statement following that particular loop. I repeat again, the break statement alters the normal flow of execution as it terminates the current loop and resumes the execution of the statement following that particular loop. Example we will see here, for in range of 1 to 6. Actually from 1 to 6 the range has to display. If I is equal to 3. Here I am giving a break statement. What it happens? The loop terminates when the I is 3. Means 1, 2, 3. To the 3 it will terminate and it will resume back to the normal condition. Next, print I. So this is how the break statement is used in the execution or in the normal flow, just to terminate the current loop and go back. So this is the feature of the break function or break statement. Next we have a continue statement. What is a continue statement? Statement skips the current iteration and continue with the next iteration of the loop. Iteration in a sense, the repetition of the loop. We will see the example. For I in range 1, 6, again I have taken I is equal to 3. Continue means skip when I is 3, then it will go back, like it will continue. It will skip that 3 and it will continue till the condition is met from till the 6. So this is about the continue statement. That is, the statement skips the current iteration and continues with the next iteration of the loop. Next we have a nested loop. We learnt about the nested if condition, that is one condition inside the other, one if condition inside the another if. We call that as a nested if. Here nested loop means what? Loops can be nested inside other loop, allowing a multi-level, means multi-level iterations or the repetitions. We call this as what? The nested loop. Example, for I in range of 1, 4, for j in range of 1, 4, see here the two loops you are seeing. Again, print I, j. So what is the range of the both I and the j is 1, 4 and 1, 4. So this is one simple example I have taken. Next we have a infinite loops. What is a infinite loops? The condition is the loop never becomes false or it leads to the infinite loop. In a sense, in the loop, the statement will never become false. It leads to the infinite loop. Here the example, num is equal to 20, while num is greater than 10, print num is equal to num plus 1. So until that condition will not become false, it will become true, then it leads to the infinite loop. So the infinite loop, what it happens in the above statement, like in the previous slide what I have taken the example. So it will create an infinite loop as the value of the num initially is 20 and each subsequent loop is keep on increasing the value of the 1, that is it keeps on incrementing, thus making the test condition num is greater than 10 anyway, always it will become a true. That is, it keeps on incrementing from the number what we have given in the starting condition. I'll go back to the previous slide. While num is greater than 10, print num plus 1 means plus it keeps on adding. So that is what it means by increasing the value of the num by 1, thus making the test condition, that is num greater than, always it will become true, it will not become false. Then we call that particular loop as what? The infinite loops. Next, this is the conclusion of the flow control chapter. Why we need a flow control? We understood. What are the statements in the flow control? We understood. So understanding a flow control, obviously it is critical to writing the effective and the efficient programs. Mastering the conditional and the loop statements helps in handling a decision making and repetitive tasks in a program wherever it is necessary. For that, we need a flow control. Of course, it is a very critical condition and it is a very critical stage for us to understand what exactly the flow control, where it has to be used, why it is used, why we need a flow control. Of course, always it cannot be a sequential manner or in a linear fashion. The statements also should be repeated sometimes, and statements also should take a decision. So for that decision making and repetitive tasks, we will use different kinds of flow control statements. So this ends the chapter. Thank you.